some absolutely insane changes has been made to some classes, and specifically, I would say to the shamans. There has been a lot of, let me just say it like this, guys. The shamans are eating good, okay, if you're playing Season of Discovery, right? So there's recently been a blue post, which is what we're gonna go through right now, which is about the class tuning that's coming with this coming reset. So today, as of right now, Tuesday, or Wednesday, which is tomorrow as of right now, there will be a lot of changes going on in terms of a few classes and also the BFD raid. First things first, I suppose, is Druids. Druids are gonna get a massive buff, man. So Boomkins are gonna be good, dude. I mean, at least better. It is crazy to see these changes and compare them to like retail, right? Because you see like a change in retail WoW and like Dragonflight, they're like, Hunter damage, Hunter ability damage buffed by 1.2%, and people lose their mind. And then we got Season of Discovery, 182% more damage. Just like a massive buff to it. So Boomies are gonna be a little bit buffed, obviously. They're gonna have Star Search be more viable. I think Boomies were just horrible. They didn't really perform that well at all, so this is probably a nice change for the Boomkins, obviously. Hunters, Flanking Strike, I think that's the melee hunting thing, right? The melee hunter. You put on your ability to simultaneously deal melee damage. Afterwards, your Mongoose Bite and deals more damage. Okay, so it gains the benefit of weapon enhancements like Sharpening Stones, and it's actually probably to like attack damage, let an attack power combat modifiers as dodge. Okay, so melee hunters are hopefully getting a little bit more love, because it seems like they were not really that great overall. So that's good to hear. Then obviously we got the rogue, like the priests, homunculi damage increased by 100%. This is huge for PvP. Homunculi is like that little ability where like they spawn like a copy, like a copy of them, and they do like a few abilities and stuff like that. In essence, for PvP, it's basically a peasant caller, like a Barov's peasant caller. So that's pretty strong for the priests. The Void Plague deals more damage. I'm not really too sure. I haven't played a priest yet, but the priests are getting buffed as well, which is good for the Shadow Priests because they weren't really performing that well, I think, overall. Rogues, Saber Slash, Shiv, and Main Gauge will probably consume remorseless attacks. That's nice. And the damage is not reduced by the tooltip. Okay, so rogues are kind of staying the same-ish. I guess they're a little bit better now. The remorseless attacks is actually working correctly for their main damage. Because Saber Slash is like the main damage for rogues, right? It's basically a Sinister Strike on steroids. The next one, that's the one I am personally intrigued about, guys. Lava Blast damage is increased to 150 weapon damage from 100 before. Lava Lash also only costs 1% of your base mana from 4%. Overload has a 50% chance to proc from 33. A 50% chance to get another Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Chain Heal, Healing Wave, or Lava Burst with like, you know, half damage or healing. 50% chance to proc. Shamans are eating good. And dual wheel specialization gives you 10% melee hit. Dude, shamans are in. Oh my god. Dude, and I'm pretty positive that Overload can proc off of Overload. So you can do a Lava Burst into an Overload proc, and then that Overload proc also have the 50% chance to proc another Overload proc. Oh shoot. Shaman will be fun, guys. Shaman will be fun, dude. Let's go. We're gonna turn into a machine gun, guys. So shamans are obviously the ones getting the most massive buffs. If I want to be completely honest, this is probably catered a little bit more to the PvE stuff, because Elemental is quite useless in PvE. But that's because the Lightning Bolt rank is so low and there's so little spell damage here. This will be broken for PvP though, having a 50% chance. Lava Lash. This means, I would say this means that enhancement shamans are going to be insane. I think for PvE content. They're going to be crazy good now, I think. But we'll see. The Boon of Blackfathom also provides spell hit and spell power buff, addition to the other physical damage and movement speeds. So they get basically spell damage as well. Okay, so casters are gonna be a little bit better for the for overall just BFD, right? Which is pretty nice, I would say, for those guys. Also, oh, where can I find this? Black Fathom Dips has received a major nerf, actually. There's been, surprisingly to me, a major nerf to overall Black Fathom Depths. All the resistances for Gelihas, Locker's Jet, and Twilight Lord Kilris has been reduced down to 25 from 75. So casters are gonna do a lot more damage in dungeons now, or like in the raid. Overall, all the resistances has been reduced down to 25. So casters will be better off, basically, right? Any news for hunters? Oh, there's a lot of news for hunters here. This whole thing here is about hunters. I think, long story short, scorpions have been nerfed, I think. It distributes the additional damage it gains from attack power evenly over each stack of poison on the target. I think the poison damage has been nerfed a little bit, right? It seems so, at least, right? This is a very big essay. If you're a hunter, I guess you could get interested in this, right? But there's definitely been some changes to the overall thing, right? So yeah, big changes, guys, obviously. Sneezy, thank you. What's up, mate? What's up, what's up? Blizzard gonna make it even easier? I don't think the raid really needs to be... I would say maybe... For the raid, I would say maybe just make the bosses have it... Honestly, I think some of the bosses could be harder, man. I would say Kilris and Akumai is tuned quite nicely. But all the other bosses are quite easy. Right, like Baron Aquanis, Gamura, the Witch Milady, and the Murloc are all quite easy, right? They are all quite easy. But overall, the raid is still quite fun. And I don't think it's supposed to be like an insanely hard raid. It's a 10-man raid to get some gear at level 25, right? So I understand that. You don't want to make it too difficult. You know, so overall, I genuinely think they did a quite good job on the tuning of the raid. And honestly, I know this is a big essay for a lot of people, but I really like that they are tuning things as they go. Like, we're getting constant updates of what's going on with the classes. You know, stuff is getting tuned. Okay, this is a little bit overpowered. It gets a little bit down. This class is like a little bit bad. We're gonna buff this a little bit. They're tuning it as they go, and I love to see that. And frankly, I love being a shaman right now. This goes in effect if you're on NA servers right now, this Tuesday, after the reset. This is in effect. For EU, it is in effect from tomorrow. Is Dual with Enhancement the best build now? Yes. I believe the best build for Enhancement Shaman will be... It will be playing Dual Wheel Specialization, Lava Lash, and... what is it called? Shamanistic Rage. That is gonna be the best build for PvE, for sure. Yeah. And that'll be very interesting to play with, obviously. I don't know, I'm so hyped about this whole SoD stuff. I like talking about it. I think it's super, super enjoyable to talk about.